Let's take a look how we harvest our rainwater. We've got snow on the roof, obviously. We've got some snow stops, one going across there, and one along there, and one along here to keep the snow on the roof because we want to keep it and use it for our drinking water. We've got water coming off the roof into the gutters. The main roof is coming off this way, down this pipe, and into the tote. Garage is coming off here, into the tote. Also have a gutter heater that is pretty good for getting rid of ice jams. So the gutter heaters also run through the pipes just to keep them unclogged. So this section here, I've got some screen that filters out any large chunks and gets pushed down here. Now I can take this off and clear it out, or sometimes we get a lot of rain and it's too much flow to go through the screen, so it gets shot out here, down this thing and into this spare tote. But this thing, it's nice because I can see how much water I'm getting, and I add 50 milliliters of bleach for every 1,000 liters. So every tote, I put 50 milliliters of bleach. Now, coming out of the tote, just have some valves, and this one here is just for draining the tote if it's full and we have no room in the cistern. So the pipe goes down about 5 feet under the ground here and goes into the utility room. Now, if this ever freezes, not a big deal. It doesn't crack or anything. It's 3/4 inch PEX. I can just get hot water, pour it around here and along the pipe, and that thaws it out. I've also got a tank heater. It's just a water heater for, I think, cattle or something. But if I have to, I can try thawing out some water. Works okay. I'm now inside my utility room. Here's where that pipe from the tote comes along. Goes in through here into a sediment filter, then down and into the cistern, which is about 15 feet in elevation below us and about 50 feet that way. So what I do to get the siphon going from the tote to go into the cistern, I've got the line here going to the tote. Open that up, make sure the sediment filter is off. Turn on the cold water. What that's doing is pushing water to the tote, getting rid of any air bubbles. And once that's, I usually let that go for about 20 seconds or so, but I'll turn it off now. And then next step is, while the water's still on, I turn this on, and that gets water filling the pipe going down to the cistern. I can also run hot water if I wanted, either way. And once that siphon gets going, what I do is I turn this off, turn that on, and now the water's flowing from the tote through the sediment filter down to the cistern. And I can actually see what it's doing because I have a camera hooked up in there. Water's coming in at the far end, you can't quite see it, but looks like the cistern's 3/4 full. Look at a little mark there. I can check the water quality, and this helps me gauge how full it is. I don't want to overflow it. There is a air valve pipe on it, but I don't want to overflow it. The other nice thing is I've got a little meter on here, and it's showing me the siphon, how much I get. That's in liters. It's a good way to keep track of how much I'm doing so I can bleach it properly. So to get water out of the cistern, I've got a deep well pump. It's right here, coming with a 3/4 inch line. I went for the well pump because I don't want, hearing a pump going every so often and being loud. So I figured I'd put a well pump in there. The only drawback is it's vertical, which I think is the way it has to be, but so it doesn't quite get the last quarter tank. I might try extending that pipe and angling it and see if that works. But anyways, it goes up there to come out of the cistern, and then it comes through the floor over here up into the T pressure tank. We've got our first filter here. I believe it's a 1 micron, or it might be a 5 micron. And then it comes into the 1 micron filter, and then we've got a carbon filter. And from there, it comes into the UV to kill any bacteria or anything. And then it gets split out into the different lines going throughout the house. And then I've got this funky thing here because I have to get the light bulb out to change it every once in a while, once a year. And then this goes, this goes into our on-demand hot water heater. Got a vent hooked up. Got a thermostat, so when it's running, it'll turn that fan on. Last winter I had this hooked up to that, and we hit -20, and this unit froze. This is actually the second unit we had laying around. Anyway, so out of that, hot water comes out here, and then to the hot water. The nice part about siphoning, it takes no power, which is important when you're off grid. You might have noticed there were 2 lines coming in and out. This one is coming in from the well. I'm not doing a sediment filter right now because it's going out to the tote for the greenhouse. Also have the option of going down into the cistern, which is 6,000 liter tank, 1,500 gallon. Always get your water tested. We did. Brought it to a lab. It's 100% good to drink. You always want to be safe.